From Kalamazoo, direct to you, it's a WKZO.com quickcast.
The three quarterbacks they announced at Michigan. I mean, how does that change your game plan? Or if it doesn't change your game plan, how is it different to know that there's going to be three quarterbacks in the game?
Well, I think, all three of them pose a little bit different issues there. Really we're going back to high school tape, but we have some high school tape from Deerfield Beach that was in there, so we got that out. What type of quarterback he is, and fortunately we didn't have any high school tape, but you kind of figure out what he needs to do, and then of course Sheridan, we know what's going on there too. So. I think the kids are going to have to adjust when they're out there and play their strengths and weaknesses, and our kids are going to have to make adjustments on the run. I think so as a coaching staff, we're going to have to do the exact same thing.
But I mean, you've handled young quarterbacks before, and usually it's been the one young quarterback, but I'm sure you've had to deal with two or three at some point. How difficult does it make it on a young quarterback who's trying to not only learn the system, but get accustomed to college and all that stuff, to have to fight for their position against three other guys that are actually going to play?
Yeah, the main thing is that it's hard getting three quarterbacks ready. I know I can't. We go one, he gets 50% of reps, maybe 60, and then the other two, if they split the 40s, that's if you don't have a clear number two. And so, that's an issue. And then, when school starts, it's a little bit different. And then walking around campus, not quite sure, know where you're going, or study hall and stuff like that, a little added pressure there. But, I'm sure, Tate's been there for the semester, so that shouldn't be an issue with him. And, of course, Nick's been there, and it depends on Denard, how well he's doing there. So, but it's an issue, but I'm sure they'll be okay.
I know that Emily had talked to you a little bit about the Michigan State thing, where you guys are actually going to have them come here. But talk about that on a broader spectrum, what that means for MAC football to have a Big Ten team say, we want to come to MAC venues, we want to be a part of it because it helps the state. But not only that, it helps football in Michigan.
Yeah, I think I really give Michigan State credit, for keeping the money in the state. And it's tough, and and we've been hit, and so has everybody else been hit. But why waste money, getting on a charter and going halfway across the country when you can play another team from your own state? And I give those guys a lot of credit. I mean, it's a pretty good win-win for them, and it's a good win for us too. We're able to get somebody, and it's really hard for us to get 6 and 6. We get 6 and 6, we feel really fortunate. Some of these teams are playing 8 and 9 games, at home, and it's just difficult. And for them to say, we'll do that for each school, I think there's a lot of credit to Mark and their athletic director and the president.
From a player's perspective, I would imagine it gets easier once you're actually focusing on an opponent. Is it the same type of deal for a coach that, during the camp you're actually just getting people ready when it comes to physical and mental, but then you actually get to focus on a team? What's that difference like for a coach?
Yeah, it's a big change. You spend all summer long and getting your camp ready, and even now, all of a sudden now I got to start doing scripts for Michigan. Now that's the film watching of Michigan rather than what we're watching our kids, and we got to find out what we can and cannot do. And all of a sudden now you're refocusing there. So it's a little bit of change. It's fun, but it's harder for us, I think, offensively because we don't know exactly what they're going to do defensively. Offensively, you got a little better idea from last year.
Talk, if you would, a bit about, and this is a different type of question, but from a media standpoint, I'm out here from a radio station with a camera. You've got Matt Kanan shooting you with a camera for media relations and WMUBroncos.com. But on top of that, Western's being seen in the free press maybe a lot more, and it may have to do with Michigan, but I see you guys all over the place now. Maybe compared to the last time that you were at Western, is there a difference there? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, it is. I was even down in the locker room and I walk somewhere and all of a sudden I hear Michigan and Western Michigan on TV on ESPN, and we've never really had this type of exposure in the first game, and I think it's more or less, with what Michigan's trying to do, but it's an interstate rivalry too, so it's fun, and we only have to take a bus trip over there. It's the first time we've only had to do that. We've normally been taking charters, and for the first time in charters, it's a new experience for your football team here, and now we just get on the bus and drive over.
Do you feel that you've been able to change the dynamic of this team since that 2002 loss that Western had? Just a difference in the way that team was set up. You guys seem to be a little more explosive and a little stronger defense at this point.
Yeah, I think so. from going back, I wasn't around in 2002, but I can remember going to Michigan State, and I said we seem to have a little more weapons now, but so do they. So it's kind of a catch-22 for both of us.
Is that just a change in how players have gone to different schools, or is there more talent? I mean, where does that come from?
Well, I think there's more talent, and I think once you win, you're able to get some guys, and I think the NFL has really helped us out. We got 4 guys going to the NFL, and I think that right now they're playing on active rosters, and maybe more. So I think that's a big determining factor, and guys feel like they can get to the NFL if they play earlier, and we give them that opportunity.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.